Good morning. Welcome along to Often Pacing. We've got Pinjarra today with 9 races on the card and also Gloucester Park tomorrow. Same with the earlier start just after 4 o'clock. Oli County joins us week in, week out. Aiden De Campo will be joining us a little bit later on in the program as well, but Oli joins us this morning. Good morning, Oli.
Morning, Matt. It was a really interesting weekend of racing there, wasn't it? Seeing Leap to Fame defeated at such a short quote. I don't think anyone would have expected that heading into the weekend. Did you manage to catch that, and what did you think of it?
Yeah, look, I was shocked. I loved the race caller standpoint. I loved the throwback from Dan Malecki in regards to Courage Under Fire when he was beaten by Kiama Kid some 25 years ago. I loved the sky is falling or the world's ending comment. It's one of those really shocking moments that you can't believe happened, but it creates a lot of interest heading into the Victoria Cup this week, and no doubt Grant will be able to get Leap to Fame to bounce back. But it just shows that they're not machines, and as much as he's proven that he's almost machine-like, Leap to Fame, he was defeated on the weekend, and looking forward to seeing how he bounces back off that. But we'll stick closer to home with WA and having a look at the meeting on Friday night, and we saw a couple of key races. The first race, though, was for the Derby Prelude, when in Vegas was able to lead and win. Did this race just come to you with, when in Vegas now gets to start in the WA Derby, of course, but did you feel like Chase Me just didn't pay enough respect to the leader with the sections that they ran?
Yeah, certainly seemed like the leader was able to just do as he pleased out there in front. 37.8 lead time, 31.8 first quarter. I think he was able to control things out there, and in the end, they were all really chasing a long way out when he got them running. 27.8 down the back, and Chase Me just couldn't make up any ground on the leader, and was probably a little bit disappointing in the end. A horse with such big wraps on him was a couple of lengths away from the winner in the end when in Vegas, who certainly deserved the win there. He led, he did everything right and was too good. Elite Fleet was flashing late. He was a really good run. Got a lot of time for Elite Fleet. I think he's a horse that's going to keep getting better with time. And Kinky in third, one of the fillies in the race. So that was a really good run from her. And certainly, it's difficult to know what to take out of that race given how slowly they went early. But can't take anything away from the winner when in Vegas, who was too good.
No, 100% agree. Chase Me, I think he's just a horse that, although I think he's improving as he gets around Gloucester Park, when he was one off, he just sort of struggles a little bit on those bends. We can see that. And then he had the pressure from the inside of Trent Wheeler coming out with Elite Fleet, which just pushed him out wide on the track, and then he regained his composure. I didn't think it was a bad effort, but probably just let the leader get away with a little bit too much. When in Vegas was really good out in front and was able to now mark his ticket to get into the feature race of WA Derby. Speaking of Team Bond, Minstrel was able to run to the lead and beat Gee He's a Sport, Mr. Smarty, Never Ending. This was a bit of a procession, 154.9, 28.5, 26.7, but Minstrel's first up run was exceptional, and then he's been able to back it up with a really good win. It looks like he's come back in terrific order.
Yeah, it certainly does, and he's come back just as he left off last time in. He was so impressive, obviously being a placing in the Inter-Dominion recently, and then he's come back and he's racing equally as well now. Once he rolled to the top, I think you probably would have taken a very, very short price about him winning, and he dominated in the end. And 26.7 on the way home is still really, really sharp time, and he probably is a horse known best for his staying capabilities, but he's got a bit of speed as well, and he was able to they went pretty quickly off the gate, 35.7 lead time, and he was still able to dash home a really sharp last quarter and was just simply too good for them. Certainly horses like Mr. Smarty and Never Ending take nothing away from their runs. They were totally unsuited the way the race set up, and they were pretty good runs to get into third and fourth. Gee He's a Sport, he had that great run on the leader's back, and he was able to run second, but Minstrel in the end just far too good, and he certainly looks a big player for that Pacing Cup coming up.
And the 4-year-old championship, which was taken out by Copycat Queen, who was able to lead and win. This was a really big test for her to see how she could handle leading and absorbing the pressure against a really nice field. And she held on by a head. Just Call Me Mickey got into the clear late and really flashed. I thought Elder Tribute was a really good effort. I thought there was a lot of good efforts in this race, actually, with Golden Load 3-1 in that last lap and a 55-7 last half. Cabernet dashing up behind them. Thought Wave Rider and Blaze Away from their respective draws were equally as good as well, but they just need decent draws to be able to get them into earning positions, I guess, in the bigger races coming forward. But Copycat Queen, I guess the big question was whether she can handle it, and did she get a pass mark for you in the way that she was able to fend off the challenges late?
Yeah, definitely. And Just Call Me Mickey is a really high-quality horse, and he had the cold sit on her back and wasn't able to run her down in the end. I thought it was a great effort from Copycat Queen, and she's probably derived a lot of benefit out of leading and settling much better than she had previously and being able to cling on there. If she had been run down by Just Call Me Mickey, I certainly would think it would have been no knock, but she was able to hold on and prove too good, and it was a very well-rated drive by Aiden De Campo to keep that danger locked up as long as he possibly could, and then zip away and couldn't quite pick it up. Just Call Me Mickey. Ultra Tribute, as you mentioned, I thought was a great run there. He seems to be a horse that goes particularly well with a helmet to follow in the race, and he got that opportunity on Friday, and he was running on really strongly late. As you mentioned, Golden Load, another one that I was particularly impressed by, and I thought one back in the field, I'm Lightning Banner, was good, burned off the gate. Did a lot of work, couldn't get the pegs, and then we're still battling away late. But certainly a few good runs there, and I'm really looking forward to the Nugget coming up in just under a month.
All right, horses to follow. We need 3 from Friday night from you, and then I'll be able to add to the tally. Let's have a look at last week's ones. Off the charts, looked like he had his chance on Friday night, just in behind them. Take a Hike wasn't a bad effort, and Chef's Kiss we're yet to see. And my 3 from last week, Quinton, just lacked that little bit of early speed. Infinite Sign definitely had his chance. He battled on well, and Pet Shop Adder we've yet to see again as well. So we need to pick up off of that effort. Where do we go with your horses to follow?
My first horse to follow was out of race 3 on Friday, and that was one of the mares' races on the card, and I was impressed by the effort of Rebline. This mare, she drew poorly there on Friday night. She's probably a horse that does need to be driven for luck in her races, and that's how she was driven there on Friday. She got back to near last, but I was really impressed by the way she ran through the line. I think she's going particularly well at the moment, and if she is able to draw a better barrier, I can certainly see her figuring in a race soon. She just needs a little bit of tempo on, and she can be powering over the top late like she was on Friday into 7th. I thought it was a good effort. My second horse to follow actually went around yesterday as well at Collie, and just had no luck there in Del Boca Vista Bay. Did a few things wrong at the start and was right out the back early. But I was impressed by his effort there on Friday as well. He was travelling easily and behind them, just couldn't get a run. Louis Lebeau was able to cross in ahead of him on the pegs and just was unable to get a clear run in the concluding stages. Franco Sheriff, he seems like quite a smart horse, and he was able to win that quite impressively. But I think if Del Boca Vista Bay was on the leader's back in that race, he probably would have run second. So I think Del Boca Vista Bay, if he's able to secure a similar type of run in a race very soon, he's going to be one that pops up at probably a pretty good price. He generally goes at around a decent price, so I'm keen to keep following him. And race 10, I thought the run of Beach Captain was super there. First up for Corey Peterson, did all the work in the race. They went pretty quickly, 29 first quarter, 30 second quarter, 29 third quarter, and he was still battling away, just beating the length there and behind Burley Shard, who's been racing well recently as well. So I think Beach Captain certainly is going to derive a lot of benefit from that outing, and if he does, he's going to be very hard to beat in a similar race to this. He's eligible for a little bit easier even, so I'm pretty keen to keep following him. So my 3 from Friday were race 3, Rebline, race 9, Del Boca Vista Bay, and race 10, Beach Captain.
Yep, and we've got Hotly Pursued can be added to that mix as well. I thought Hotly Pursued's run after doing things wrong early on Friday night was absolutely outstanding, and I think he's not too far off the mark in terms of being able to bob up and really shake a race to its core, and he was pretty good at the mile a couple of starts ago. So I'm happy to follow him going forward. Sunshine Swift I thought was really gutsy. I was sort of baffled, to be fair, that she was still there coming towards the turn after a quick lead time and rolling along out in front and with the depth of class that was chasing her. But she was fantastic, Sunshine Swift, on Friday night, and so was Beach Captain, as you mentioned, first up for Corey, and did plenty of work in the race and fought on really well. So hotly pursued, Sunshine Swift and Beach Captain goes in again. We've got 9 races today at Pinjarra to work through. Where do we find your 3 best bets?
My first best bet comes up in race 5, and it was one that you gave a little bit of a push for on the preview this morning, and that's Sugar Boo. I think this horse is going to get a really good run either way. It pans out in this race. Has pretty good gate speed, so I think definitely has the option to choose to drive through and lead this race or take a sit on a horse like Jolted Charm, but has been going quite well recently. Didn't have a lot of luck there last start at Bunbury, and the start prior was not beaten far behind Alta King, and I think that's pretty good form for a race like this. Over the mile at Pinjarra, being on the pegs is a huge advantage, and I don't think it's an overly strong race. So if she's able to secure a run close enough to the speed, I certainly think she's going to be right there battling out the finish. So she looks a really good each-way bet. She's a pretty good price at the moment, so I'm keen to play that way. And then race 7, another one I'm keen to go each way on is Franco Mecca. I think this horse is actually going particularly well recently. Hasn't had a lot of luck in his races in recent starts, and he's been taking on pretty strong company in a few of his stand starts, but even 2 starts ago he took on Sweet Coco, who's since won again. He's got very good gate speed, but he does get a little bit fired up in his races, it seems. So he has that option to zip off the gate, potentially take a sit on something in the race, and then be right there battling out the finish late. He's generally a horse that follows speed particularly well, and he's run some very good races at this track, Pinjarra. So I'm pretty keen to play him each way. He's a really good price at the moment, and I thought the favourite in the race was quite short in Captains Have Time. Given that awkward inside back row, she might be shuffled a long way back, and she's certainly one of the class runners, but it's going to be tough if that is how it plays out. And then my last best bet for today was race 9, one that's going to need a little bit of luck in this race is Relatively Armour. This horse has contested some of the better mares races at Gloucester Park on a Friday, and she drops a long way back in class into this race, and she follows out the likely early leader. Icy Cold probably is a horse that will take a sit over the 2100, but worst case scenario, I think Relatively Armour can be 3 back the pegs, and from there, given she's a horse with very good speed, I think she can be dangerous in this race. There looks like there could be a solid early tempo. Hot Footed, Travel Ban, Magic Bay, they're all horses that might go forward. I think Lady Camel, she'll look to get up on speed as well, and if there's a bit of speed on, I think Relatively Armour can get into the clear at the right time and can be running on late. So I'm keen to play her each way as well. So 3 for me each way. Sugar Boo in race 5, race 7 Franco Mecca, and race 9 Relatively Armour.
Yep, and I'll go to race 4 to add to that with Stapleton. I thought Stapleton was a big chance to be able to burn across and lead. Eastern Quality gets out okay. I thought Snaky Bay probably be driven more conservatively in the duel, and Her Eyes got some speed, but I thought would probably take the cover. That, therefore, in my opinion, put Stapleton in front, and if he does lead, I think he'll win. So I was very keen on Stapleton in race 4. Race 5, I agree with you with Sugar Boo. It's a perfect draw. I'd probably be happier if they took the cover and sat behind the leader. I think she's got enough speed to be able to come up the lane late and play a significant part in this race. So happy to be with race 5, number 1 on an each-way basis, Sugar Boo. And then in race 7, I was with a Cara Navajo each way. I thought a Cara Navajo could definitely play a part in this race in the way that she's been racing. She's been going really well, and thought her last effort, she really defied the tempo of the race and got home well. So put her in the mix too. Race 7, number 9 each way. Race 5, number 1 each way. And race 4, number 5, straight out Stapleton. And we'll continue on to tomorrow. Gloucester Park. Race 4 for me, firstly. I'm going to throw in cherry on the cake. Couldn't have been more impressive last start. So with cherry on the cake again here, I think she can lead and win. It's probably a stronger field, but she's going to lead easier. And the way she went last start, I can't see why she can't win again. And in race number 5, I was happy to be with Watch Me Wave. I thought she was exceptional at Pinjarra in her last effort, and she can do the work in what is a race that is a lot of horses trying to get back into some peak form, and I think she's one that's proven she can do the work and stick on really well. So race 5, number 6, Watch Me Wave, and race 4, number 1, Cherry on the Cake. Who are your 2 for Gloucester Park tomorrow?
My first one, I won't make us wait too long. It comes up in race 1, and that's the Last King of Capel. This horse was really good last start behind the Final Offer, who was sort of well fancied in the market. The Final Offer got the perfect run in the race, and the Last King of Capel was able to really battle it out strongly in the finish. And if he had led in that race, he probably would have been really, really hard to run down. So I think in this race can potentially work across. It's only a mile, so he may be forced to do the work outside the leader, but the way he went last start, I was really impressed, and I think he can do the work and still prove really hard to beat. So keen to be with him despite the wide draw. And then in race 7, I thought Nutbush Girl was awesome last start. She ran fast time, 1:55, and she'd done a lot of early work, but she just kept running, and it was a really impressive run. So she's a horse that's going to keep working through the grades, and I think she's going to be incredibly hard to beat again tomorrow night. And I think a horse that could be worth having something on the place as well is Danger. I don't think this horse is going too bad, probably has enough gate speed to zip out and then take a sit on the favourite, and from there probably runs a good race. So my 2 for tomorrow night are race 1, Last King of Capel, and race 7, Nutbush Girl.
Okay, Oli, we've got some winners there. We've got horses to follow. We thank you for your time. Good luck and good punting today and tomorrow, and we'll chat again to you next week.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Matt.
We have Oli County joining us week in, week out here on Off and Pacing. Let's take a break here on the show. On the other side, Aiden De Campo will be joining us. Welcome back to Off and Pacing. Aiden De Campo joins us now. He's got plenty of runners to work through over the next 2 days. Aiden, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Matt. How are we going?
Very well, mate. First question is the boys reported that you were having a good time at the races on the weekend. Did you pull up okay?
I pulled up fine, mate. In bed by 9:30. So, I'm getting smarter as I get older. Just fill up during the day and get a good night's sleep. Maybe just take a leaf out of my book.
You've got some good chances going around the next 2 days, but just a quick word on Friday. Copycat Queen, how she pulled up from that feature race win and heading towards, no doubt, an exciting few more 4-year-old features.
Yeah, she pulled up super, Matt. Probably have to pull up a little bit on the big side. That run at Pinjarra, probably 10 days prior, wasn't really a hard race. They kind of walked and ran a half, and that time of year, she's a fair bit of grass in her paddock at the moment. She's a big doer. So, relatively happy. What she done on Friday, it's never easy beating the boys, and she's done it relatively easy. So I'm quite happy with her, and she seems to have pulled up well. So full steam ahead for a fortnight.
Is she your top seed in terms of 4-year-old chances towards the Nugget?
Yeah, I hope so. Look, Menemcha's not far off as well. He got a little bit of foot abscess with him over the last week or two. So, look, we're pushing time to kind of have him ready for a fortnight. But, when he gets right, those 2,500 generally run races, it's going to be right up his alley.
Looking at your runners today, you've got 2 in race 2. Sweat of the Better was really gutsy last start, and Miss Bejeweled has showed good promise. How do you see the race unfolding for these 2?
Probably the one that Joey's driving, that one last start, looks hard to beat. It'll probably find the front and be hard to beat. But, both my fillies are racing well. I think Sweet of the Better, she's got a lot of upside. She's still learning what it's all about. And I think, she's probably better set up. She's faced the breeze both her runs to date. But I think she's going to be a better horse set up when she gets that opportunity. So she might get that today. And Miss Bejeweled, she probably wasn't, probably not her comfort zone in the breeze last start. I think she's probably better driven to speed. So, hopefully she gets a good with dragging it from there and to finish over the top.
Race 3, you've got Lucky Copy Gate 5, who's sort of mixing form since coming back from a break. What do you think about the chances of Lucky Copy?
Yeah, she is mixing form. That's quite frustrating for myself. I haven't been able to find many problems with her, and her work continues to be really good. So I think I just strangled her too hard off the gate last start, and after that false start, she just never settled again. So, yeah, I'll just let her find her feet early. She does have brilliant gate speed, but last time I used that, she probably didn't finish off the way she can either. So, yeah, look, we'll just let her come off the gate how she wants to, find a position. But, yeah, probably want to see her run a bit better race than what she has been her last couple.
Miss Stefani's another one with a tricky draw. What's the thoughts on her chances?
Yeah, just hung real bad last start up the track, and she did at the start before. Probably cost her running a bit closer both times. So, yeah, look, we'll just see where she gets to from the run. Probably looks tough from that draw. And
Grievous, although it gives the indication of it being a tricky draw, but these are the draws where he normally performs really well. Could this be a blessing in disguise where he can just follow helmets and have the last crack at them?
Yeah, that'd be a plan with him, Matt. I thought he was ordinary last Monday, but, you know, his 3 runs before that were really good. So, yeah, look, he's a little lost. He used to try really hard, and now he's kind of gone a little bit the other way. He's bludgeoned on me a little bit, but one of those draws where he's going to be able to follow out and, yeah, probably get a good run as well, and he can hit the line strong.
Tuesday, Gloucester Park, Last King of Cape, was probably one of the better maidens going around. He's putting up some really good performances. Can he overcome the draw?
Probably one of the best 2-year-olds in the state, I reckon, Matty, to be fair. or maybe I'm hoping. No, he's racing well, the little bloke. Yeah, I thought his race was last week, and then I was going to tip him out, but ran second again. So barrier 9's not going to help him tomorrow night. But yeah, he'll probably have to get forward. And look, he's racing consistently. Just needs a little bit of luck to pick one up.
Little Miss Molly, race number 3. This is a pretty strong sort of race. What's the expectations going in with her?
Yeah, she's at that grade now. There's no real fillies races around for her at the minute. So put her in this race trying to get a bit of a better barrier draw, but then 2 draw inside of her. So, look, she'll be on speed at least this time, and hopefully she can, you know, posy up enough that she can run in the top 5.
And Mickey Windermere in race 7. He looks like he's got a bit of depth, this horse. It looks like a reasonable field, and he's got a wide draw to overcome. But he come in with a bit of confidence that he could go to that next level?
Yeah, you just need to switch on a bit, Matt. I thought first up he wasn't too bad, and then last start he was unconscious, so that's probably the thing that's holding him back. Following in track work and his heart rate suggests he's got enough bottom to kind of run through his grades a little bit, but yeah, he just probably needs to switch on a little bit more race day. So these wide draws probably aren't helping him. He's got to come from last every time, or go forward to the breeze. So he's got to have tough runs, but I think once he gets up in grade, he'll be able to sit and kick a little bit better than what he has been, doing all the work. But yeah, it's an even kind of field. The one that's won its last 2 will be hard to beat, but I expect him to run a good race.
Who's your best chance over the next 2 days?
Nothing really jumps out at me, Matt. Nothing's gonna lead and get it easy, that's for sure. So, maybe Mickey Windermere or Last King of Cape will probably tomorrow. 2 fillies today. I really like them. They'll be winning 2-year-old races very shortly, but probably not today. Probably doesn't look like their race.
Well, all the best over the next 2 days, and all the best for the 4-year-olds going forward. Thanks for your time. We'll chat again to you soon.
All right, mate. Thank you.
There we have Aiden De Campo joining us here on Off and Pacing. Rounds out the program this morning. Good luck, good punting. Hopefully plenty of winners to you. We'll be back again next week. But for now, we move into race day. It's a very good morning.